Yeah, it's just gonna be the three of us tonight. Not gonna be too long with this one. But yeah, man, it's been a crazy week. A lot of split ups and cheating and everything.
Yeah.
So, so pretty much, new developments in this making the stallion shooting. Now it's
Oh
been saying
boy.
now it's been saying that Kelsey was the one that pulled the trigger.
Mm.
Right.
So what does that mean for Tory Lanez?
I don't even know. To be honest, I don't really care no more. I just read this bullshit because one of the eyewitnesses finally came forward and made a statement. Pretty
And they waited
much.
all this time to finally say something?
Exactly. Exactly. This girl was shot 2 years ago.
Yeah, like, and they waited what 2 years after that to come forward?
Yep.
Mm.
That's when motherfuckers be ridiculous.
Mm.
Also, Cardi B and Offset split up again. Apparently,
Okay, so at
Mm.
this point, what are they just separated now, or going towards divorce, or they just?
I think they're going to divorce because it's been said that Offset slept with Krayshawn or some shit.
Oh,
I don't even know. They break up and make up, break up and make up. That's all they do.
Rinse and repeat.
yeah.
Never was a Cardi B fan to begin with.
Right.
Yeah, I have nothing against her. Like, I'm just some of her songs I like, but I'm not like a diehard fan.
Yeah,
And then two, I was familiar with her when she was on Love and Hip Hop New York.
yeah. Give me my sis,
And then I remember,
sister over Cardi B.
yeah, yeah. And Reg, I
Yeah.
remember when Cardi B came to our school, one year.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah, yeah, I was there. I was literally there at the student union when she showed up.
Yeah, man. The whole fucking campus was packed and hyped for that.
I know.
Then what else? Jonathan Majors. Oh Jesus Christ! This
Oh
one's my
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been hearing about that too.
yeah. So now a surveillance video has been made, and clearly the white girlfriend was abusing him pretty much.
Hmm.
But look what happened to his career.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, man, 2024 is gonna be wild. I bet. I'll tell you.
Hmm.
So who's gonna see that Color Purple reboot?
Not me.
It's coming out on Christmas Day, and I already know I gotta work Christmas Day, so I know for a fact I'm not gonna go.
Yeah, I think I'm working Christmas Day too.
Yeah.
I was like, if you're gonna put me to work, put me before 3 o'clock, cause I'm not trying to come in the evening. Mhm. My day went pretty good. Q, can't complain. I'm glad I don't have to work tomorrow morning though.
Hmm.
I mean, I have to go to work in the afternoon, but I can sleep in a little bit.
Are you a fan of this show called Bobby's World, Reg?
I've watched a few episodes. I'm not a big fan, but I respect his craft.
I watched it because I watched it because they had it on Prime. I don't know if they still have it up there or not.
It
It
used
was
to be
my
on
first
Fox
time ever watching that
Kids.
series because I'm not yeah, because I'm not. I don't think I ever watched it when it originally aired back in the day. So that was completely new for me to watch.
Yeah, I can't. One character I cannot stand was Derek.
Mm.
Yeah, that's one character
Derek
I
was a dad,
cannot
right?
stand. No, Derek was Bobby's and Kelly's brother.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was
Oh,
annoying. He was annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Light is how I describe him. Not Kevin from Home Alone, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh yeah, but congrats to Macaulay Culkin for getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
yeah. Congratulations to him.
Yep,
Yeah, I thought they
yep.
would have been giving that to him like years ago, but hey, better late than never.
Yeah, I know a lot of people got inducted. I think, um, if I'm not mistaken, I think Morris Chestnut recently got inducted.
Oh yeah.
I think. Oh, tomorrow's your birthday, Q. That's what's up.
Oh
Oh,
cool.
oh, happy birthday, Q.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And I got this damn theme song stuck in my fucking head.
Yeah, the theme song is very infectious.
Yeah, it's catchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I liked about theme songs back in the motherfucking 80s and maybe early 90s?
What?
You can tell how excited these motherfuckers were singing like the Family
Yeah.
Matters theme song, Full House. These motherfuckers sound
Golden
excited
Girls.
as a motherfucker.
Golden
Yeah.
Oh
Girls.
yeah.
Fast Life.
Or what about Darkwing Duck?
Oh my god. Yes.
Rocco.
And there was another one. Yeah, you have Rocco's Freakazoid.
Mm. Yeah, Freakazoid. Yes, yes.
Life
Yep.
is better than hate. Freakazoid. I was like
Tiny Toons.
that,
Yeah, Tiny Toon Adventures, Animaniacs.
the Adventures of Gummy Bears.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I ever watched the Gummy Bears as a child.
I didn't, but I love the theme song.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'll admit, Freakazoid was one of my
It was
favorite shows
okay.
back in the
Like
day, but it
I'm
was
not a
so
big fan
short
of it,
lived. I'm still mad about
but it was
that.
okay.
But you were saying what, Ash?
I said I'm still mad that Freakazoid only lasted for like 2 seasons. That show could have kept going.
It could have.
Yeah. But I still think Road Rovers is one of the most underrated the WB cartoon because nobody talks about that show.
Which one?
Road Rovers. That is very underrated.
When did that come out?
97.
I I watched a whole lot of stuff back in the day
Yeah.
that I don't think I even remember watching that either.
Yeah,
I
cause
know that. Okay.
yeah, cause Tiny Toons, Animaniacs, Freakazoid, like they're like the big three. They're like the holy trinity of what the WB entails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that show ended because of a lawsuit, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T
Those is
TMNT Light.
oh yeah, facts. That's
Yeah.
true. There was another show I liked from that period. The Adventures of Mighty Mouse, the '80s version.
Ralph Bitchke.
Yep,
Mm. Did either of y'all watch Wayne Head back in the day?
I tried to get into it. I didn't fuck with it like that.
Fillmore.
Oh, I remember Fillmore.
I saw a little bit of Fillmore growing up.
I tuned in because they played it like Saturday mornings on ABC. That was my only way I was able to watch it. To me, it was
Yeah,
kind of like a dramatic cartoon, if that makes sense.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It was definitely touched on some themes.
Yeah, that and Asked About Ginger.
But I'm ready to start whenever y'all are.
All right.
All right.
What's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely, lovely, lovely Thursday night? This your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Ray Sean in the building.
What's up?
Got my homegirl Ash with me.
What's good?
All right, and today we're gonna take y'all back to the '80s. We're gonna talk about the Disney show DuckTales, the original version. To be real with you,
Mm-hmm.
um, this premiered on syndication on September 18, 1987, and it ran until 1990. This is
Mm.
actually the first Disney cartoon that was part of that whole Disney afternoon. And I also want to say this is actually the first show part of the whole Walt Disney television pictures. Well, no, I take that back. The first one was the show called The Wuzzles. Then it was The Adventures of the Gummy Bears. This was actually the third show. So, but it's more like the breakthrough show, to be real with you.
Mm.
All right, you guys know how we do it. We're gonna talk about how we got into the show. I'm gonna start off with Ashley with this one.
Okay. I didn't really fully watch the original DuckTales as a kid. I watched it much later on until they started showing the original on Disney Plus. I know the modern version of DuckTales, of course, I've also seen it as well. But the version from back in the day, I'm sure like one of my older cousins as well as my brother and sisters watched this show back in the day. And I like the 80s version of the theme song better than the modern day one, to be real. I like that as well as the character design and how they looked and everything, you know.
That's what's up. And hold on, right quick. Yeah. I think Ray Sean was having some issues. But yeah, that's what's up. Yo, Ray Sean, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. All right. Just going to tell you how you got into the show DuckTales.
Uh, DuckTales. My, I remember when it came on to Disney during the Saturday morning cartoon timeline. But when I was little, I never really watched the show like that when I was very young. So I really started watching it on Watch Cartoon Online, and the show is very good. Like I love the characters and Scrooge McDuck. He's basically like Mr. Krabs, but he's more like Krabs if he had a heart of gold. E- e-
Right.
Essentially, and I love how that show and another show, Darkwing Duck, they take place in the same world,
Mm-hmm.
and it, it paved the way for a lot of for a lot of other famous shows that aired on Toon Disney, such as Darkwing Duck, Goof Troop, Tailspin,
Oh yeah.
Gar Gargoyles, House of Mouse, and it's one of those shows where it's very enjoyable. It's still enjoyable to this very day.
I definitely agree with you about that. All right. So I'm gonna be real with you guys.
Hmm.
I got into the show. I didn't really actually grow up with this show compared to like other shows we talked about, but
Yeah.
it's a show that
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
definitely, but it's a show that I've definitely watched like in passing. And Ray Sean, you hit the nail on the head when you said the Scrooge McDuck is like a Mr. Krabs with a heart of gold because we watching this show now. Um, but I'm gonna get more into this when we talk about it. I think we watching this show, I can definitely tell it has like a good mixture between like the family friendly stuff that Disney was trying to do around that time too, which I'll talk more about that, and like the whole like Indiana Jones kind of adventures, that they will always get themselves into. But the thing that really impressed me with this show was how grounded it was. You know what I'm saying? Just like yeah, I mean, you have your typical Disney fashion, but they always had like a message in every episode and everything. And then episode where they just want to go flat out comedy, it did really impress me a lot too. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely can't wait to talk about this show. Is it my favorite Disney cartoon? Like Disney television cartoon? It's in my top five, but I got like other show. I got like shows like Recess above this one.
Yeah.
Um, I got what's that other show that came out?
Proud Family.
Yeah, Proud Family was like more top 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kim Possible,
Hmm.
and then even from that period too, you have Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers,
Yeah.
Gargoyles, which I feel like that's definitely. I was originally going to do a review on that show years ago, but that one I gotta really take my time with because
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's the one I really don't want to fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, Ducktales is it's like the most enduring one. You know what I'm saying? So let's tell the story about the show. So pretty much, when it came to the Disney television animation, the new CEO at that time in the 1984 was Michael Eisner. And Michael Eisner, if you guys know your Disney history, he can be a good positive figure for the company, but at the same time, he can also has his issues and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? And so he really wanted to like for the Disney company to have like a television animation because the fact that a lot of the Disney movies at the time honestly was not you know well received commercially or even critically. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Around that time too, you had the Black Cauldron, which came out in 1985.
I remember
Hmm.
that film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that movie was like what a lot of people said to be very dark for Disney,
Yeah.
everything like that too. Um, me personally, I mean, I I didn't mind it that much. I just felt like the character was pretty bland. If you ask me,
Mm.
that's my pretty much my only issue with it. The villain was the Horn King was the best part of the movie.
Yeah. Cause I think
Shoot.
because that was during Disney's dark ages where they
Yeah,
want to where they want to where they just decided they want to go for a more darker edge with films like The Watcher in the Woods, The Southern Thing Will Get This Way Comes, Return to Oz, um, those type of films.
right.
Some were mixed, some were negative, but they did leave a pretty big impact on audiences, especially Return to Oz.
Oh, Return to Oz, that was a crazy movie.
Yeah,
Definitely. But yeah, man. And so like I said before, the first animated show that Disney put out was Wuzzles. But then that same year they came out with the Adventures of Gummy Bears. But this was like more like their breakthrough kind of show. And it was also like around that time too, that they invested like a lot of money, to it. And it was a risky move because even in the 80s, like animated TV shows where like at that time in the 80s, a lot of them were just used like to sell toys. You know what I'm saying? Like you had your G.I. Joes, you had your He-Man, you know what I'm saying? It was just used as a market to sell Transformers, you know what I'm saying? So that's why like it was kind of a risky move too, you know what I'm saying? And so that's when they want to base the show off the old Scrooge McDuck comic books and everything like that too. And so back that's all you had, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, which were actually introduced in a comic strip back in 1937 called Donald's Nephews. You know what I'm saying? So they always appeared on a lot of those other Disney cartoons and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? And so, which brings us to the cast. You had Alan Young who plays Scrooge McDuck. You know what I'm saying? Alan Young, you guys should know his name. He was, if you guys are TV watchers, he was the owner. He was in the show Mr. Ed. He was the owner and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, Scrooge McDuck. He's probably best known because of his how he can be greedy, money hungry, and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was known for that part and everything. But I feel like they kind of toned down his image a lot with the show, especially how he became more of like a father figure or grandfather to the boys. And then you had Huey, Dewey, and Louie, who was played by Rusty Taylor
Mm.
and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. I've never really been a big Huey, Dewey, and Louie fan. The
Mm.
reason being is because sometimes I just found them kind of annoying and everything like that, and their personalities to be the same. However, I feel like this show right here was probably the best incarceration of them as characters and everything like that too. And it's just like, yeah, man, they're just pretty much, just the schemers. They're
Mm.
always getting themselves into trouble and everything like that too. And then it's always Scrooge that has to bail them out, or even that they have to teach Scrooge a lesson himself too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then you have the Duckworth, who's like the butler and
Mhm.
everything like that too. He was played by Chuck McCann. Duckworth is like he's like the Alfred of the bunch and everything like that too. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? He's very loyal to the Scrooge. And then you had Launchpad,
Mhm.
played by Terry McGovern. Honestly, my favorite character on the show, probably the funniest character on the show too. A little trivia though about Launchpad. Originally the show Tailspin was originally supposed to have been a spinoff of DuckTales,
Mm.
but without Baloo, it was supposed to have been Launchpad as like the
Mm.
uh, main character. But they just added the Jungle Book, and then they threw him to like Darkwing Duck and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that would have been funny because I like the show Tailspin, but
Yeah.
it's not really been among my favorite kind of shows and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
Um, and then also you had I'm just talking about the main cast. You had Mrs. Bonita, you know what I'm saying, who was like the fucking maid and everything like that too, you know what I'm saying? She's another like loyal worker to Scrooge and everything like that too. You had Gyro and everything. He was like another one of the scientists or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
then you had their granddaughter Webby. I know some fans that don't really care for Webby. I mean, I didn't really have no issue with Webby. I felt like she was a
Me
nice
neither.
a
Yeah.
nice little contrast to Huey,
Yeah,
Dewey.
they're just kids.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're just kids, so I can't fault them.
Yeah.
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 And then you also had appearances from like Donald Duck too. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knows who Donald Duck is, so that's pretty much just like the main cast right there. Um, so yeah, man, like with this show right here, like the real success that what made Michael Eisner want to learn more about this, get more about this show, was the Mickey's Christmas Carol special that happened in 1983 with Scrooge as the main antagonist slash protagonist, whatever. And he felt like animated series, he wanted to sell it to daily syndication because at that time in the 80s,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be real with you. When a show is syndicated, like daily syndication at that time, it's as equivalent as a show being made strictly for streaming, if that makes sense
Mm.
in these days. Because when a show is like on syndication, they get more creative freedom from the writers, and they don't have to worry about like the networks, like interference like that. You know what I'm saying? Even though these days with streaming, it's more like looser compared to like other shows, but Now some shows are like trying to crack more down on it, especially after the whole writer's strike. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story for a different day. You know what I'm saying? So the show takes place in the city called Duckburg. You know what I'm saying? Which I kind of felt like that's kind of racist, a whole city dedicated to ducks. But you know what? And you know what's crazy? It's like the whole city is dedicated to ducks, but the other animals, like the pigs and everything like that, they're like the more antagonists
Mm.
Yeah, the
too.
bigger boy, the bigger boy.
The Beagle Boys, yeah.
Beagle
That's
Boys, yep.
Yeah,
so I don't know, but you know what? I won't keep my mouth shut on that. So pretty much like Donald Duck went to actually join the Navy, which I feel like that's actually the first time the whole Disney universe where you actually saw Donald Duck do some Navy shit. Because
Mm.
usually you don't see this motherfucker doing some Navy shit or even on a ship or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was pretty interesting. And so, as usual, Donald or whatever parental figure like the Huey, Dewey, and Louie have, they just shipped them off to Scrooge. They shipped them off to Scrooge and everything like that too because they didn't want to take care of these rascals. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So Scrooge McDuck is like the richest duck in Duckburg or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he has like a Scottish accent and everything like that too. And so he pretty much teaches the boys. He pretty much teaches the boys about life, and he teaches them about business ethics. But at the same time, you have Huey, Dewey, and Louie trying to teach them about love too, and everything like that too. So it's like everybody learning from one another and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy. I can't really talk about DuckTales without talking about the theme song. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
heck yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like the theme song should be mentioned, and definitely a top 10 theme song of all time. I also feel like it's a theme song that you can't get out of your head. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I mean, even if you say the lyrics and stuff like that, you just have to continue on with the song and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? And it was written by Mark Mueller, who also wrote the theme song to Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, which you can pretty much tell and everything like that too. You know, so I kind of prefer the Chip and Dale theme song because that shit go fucking hard a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Little trivia: he was actually paid over $1,000 to write the tune, the Ducktales theme song,
Oh wow.
and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. And then the score, he also did like the score and everything like that too. But I feel like the show had a very wonderful score. You know what I'm saying? Very wonderful. Those Disney cartoons at that time, they always had a wonderful score. And everything like
Yep.
that. So yeah, I definitely felt like that worked out well for him and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the show ran for 3 seasons. The show ran for 3 seasons and everything like that. And it was on the whole Disney afternoon. You know what I'm saying? And that excuse me, that same time and everything, it was aired like alongside other shows, like I said, the Gummy Bears. The Gummy Bears, I think it was a lead in and stuff like that too. And then of course, they had to have their like Mickey Mouse shorts and their usual Donald Duck shorts and everything too. So it proved to be like a rating success. And so with like the first season, it aired for like a 65 episodes because certain shows back at that time, if they run like 65 episodes, that means it can be easily syndicated because with those shows, it's easily syndicated because with those shows and everything, it can be an easy access of syndication to be sold in syndication and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
too. These days, when it comes to shows, a lot of these shows these days have to wait till like 100 episodes
Mm.
for it to reach syndication.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the shows with less than 100 episodes, it can either be syndicated for a short period of time and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little trivia right there. And so once the show got into like the second season and everything, they pretty much Disney pretty much wanted 30 more episodes, and they actually had two television movies to wrap up the season and everything. So the first movie was called Time is Money, and that season pretty much had like 5 parts to it, and then They also had another TV movie called Super DuckTales. You know what I'm saying? Which that also rounded out the second season. And this was now aired on NBC's Magical World of Disney and everything like that too. But then it was rebooted for a third season
Mm.
and everything like that too. And it was actually aired alongside Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. And that actually add is I think 17 more episodes to that. You know what I'm saying? Well, 18, excuse me. And then they actually had a TV, I think a movie called DuckTales, the movie, The Treasure of the Lost Lamp,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not gonna hold you. It's okay. It's not really the best thing since sliced bread, honestly, but I've seen worse Disney movies to be real with you.
Chicken
And
Little.
oh yeah, that
Mm.
part. And so pretty much they ended off with the fourth season, which it got added back to Disney afternoon lineup and everything like that too. So yeah, 4 season run, 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's pretty much a good run and everything like that too. So the show ended in 1990, and Huey D. and Lewis still appeared on other Disney properties. I know that they also had another show called Quack Pack, which I did not fucking like that show.
Yeah, that was when they were teenagers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That,
that's what I was
that,
about to
that,
say. They made
they were
them
trying
to
to cash in
be
on.
like teenagers in that show, and I watched it, and I wasn't really feeling it. I'm so used to them being like little boys.
Yeah, they were trying to cash in on that whole um kid growing up type of
Yeah,
show. Not that's a bad thing. It's not
but
a thing.
if it's done right and done well, it'll work. But to me, it just didn't.
Yeah, that's why shows like after the Ginger did it right. At the start, they were like pre-teens. Then when the show moved on, progressed, they became teenagers.
Hmm.
Yeah.
right. And now all of a sudden they back to being kids again. Like, what
Well,
is that?
yeah. Well, after when that had an ongoing story arc.
You said it had an ongoing story arc.
Yeah, as told by Ginger, because that's one of the things that separated from other Nick shows. Where with other Nick shows like Ren and Stimpy, Rocco, they're more like still alone episodes. But as to Ginger and Hey Arnold, there's a lot of continuity within the story.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they actually age in the show.
Hmm.
Yeah, as told by Jim, that's like a rare gem when it comes to animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, so we all know the show's been rebooted um back in 2017 and everything like that too. I have not seen everything from the reboot, to be real with you, but from what I've
Same.
seen, it was a pretty solid reboot.
Hmm.
I just don't like the animation. I feel like the animation was kind of
Yeah,
cheap.
yeah. I was about to bring that up. That was the one thing I didn't like
It kind of had
about.
comic book art style to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of had that Loud House comic art style to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't like Loud House. I really don't
Yeah,
like that show.
I've watched a few episodes of The Loud House. It's not a favorite of mine, but it's alright.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're trying the only reason why it was good is because it reminds people of like the '90s cartoons that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely agree with you about that.
but the only thing, but the best thing about the show was the animation.
You talking about which show? The
Loud
best thing about it?
Loud House.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
you right about. All right. So that's pretty much like the whole history of the show. You know what I'm saying? You guys have any favorite episodes?
Um, my favorite one would be the episode where Donald Duck um was taken by these strangers and because they thought he was like he was like the king, the sun god king, and Scrooge McDuck and Huey had to go and save him, and because he was brainwashed by the ghost of the sun god, or the pharaoh, the pharaoh, the pharaoh, and Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie had to go and save him before the ghost takes over his whole body and mind.
Right. I know which one you're talking about too. That was like one of his few appearances on the show.
Yeah.
Hmm. It's been so long for me since I last watched DuckTales. I'm trying to think which one. Um, I think it's the one where what they ended up, I guess, going back in time and ended up in like the medieval times.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That, I mean, that's the one where they went back into like the desert.
No, no, no. The medieval times. The
Uh,
one when they were like in a castle and then they were trying to help, I guess, this guy be able to rightfully take his throne as king or something like that.
Yeah. The plot sounds so familiar though, because they went back in time a lot of times on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Got you. Got you. I have two favorite episodes of mine. To be real with you, um, my all-time favorite episode might be Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time,
Mm-hmm.
where Scrooge pretty much told the story to everybody how he became rich, and you saw Scrooge's journey about when he came to America and everything like that too. There was this funny scene when pretty much these have these guys suits. Once Upon a Dime. Yeah,
Mm.
that's an episode. He this guy thought he was wearing a dress, but he was actually wearing a kilt. So he got
Mm.
arrested. He got arrested for it. He got arrested for it and everything like that too. He's like, um, he's like, it's a kilt I'm wearing. He's like same thing and stuff like that. So he got arrested for it. But then once he tells the end of the story, he had the nephews pretty much saying, "Well, so how did you become rich? Like, what made you become rich?" But then he looks around at the family. He's like, "You know what? The love and family what really made me rich. Isn't
Mm.
rich is not always about money and riches and being successful. It's just about like who you really are, or what makes pretty much the people that brings you good energy and good vibes and everything." So, just
Yeah.
paraphrase that's actually my favorite episode. I know that's a favorite among like the fan base as well too. My other favorite episode will be one of the earlier episodes called Down and Out on in Duckburg.
Mm.
It's like one of the first episodes, and it pretty much tells a story about how Scrooge McDuck was he pretty much was about to appear on this like TV show, which is like a ripoff of the lifestyles of the rich and famous. Which,
Mm.
if you guys remember that show, it just talks about celebrities' rich lifestyles. It was pretty much MTV Cribs if it was actually
Mm.
legit, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much there was a skeezy character that came out saying that all of Scrooge's money and fortune actually belongs to him. So for a while you saw like Scrooge trying to live like the poor life and everything like that too. So it was a pretty deep episode. And again, with the 80s at the time being like money hungry and everything like that too. Because what I really didn't mention was like a lot of shows in the 80s had that escapism, with like shows like Dallas and Dynasty, Silver Spoons. It just centered around like the
Mm.
rich lifestyle and everything like that too. And of course, the Cosby Show coming that shows that upper middle class lifestyle when it comes to
Mm.
like black families too. So, because like a lot of shows back in the '70s, it showed like the blue collar lifestyle or family not living in the best of economy. and
Yeah.
everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? So cough cough, good times. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely felt like that episode itself was a very, very, very well written episode. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And it definitely taught Scrooge a lesson about, there's other people who are more humbler, with the situation that they're in, if that makes sense too. So
Mhm.
those are pretty much. I have like a couple of other ones, but those are like my top two favorite episodes.
Dope. Like, why can't Mr. Krabs learn that lesson?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You said what?
I
You said,
said,
why can't Mr. Krabs learn that lesson?
Man, he's far gone at this point.
yeah.
Like
That's why I say it's
honestly, oh, go
that's
ahead.
why I say Scrooge McDuck is Mr. Krabs done right, because while he can be while he can be greedy, he does have a heart of gold compared to Mr.
Mhm.
Krabs, who literally sold his own employee for over 62 cents, which
Yeah.
in part of his character, that's not completely out of character because he's always been cheap.
Right. I definitely agree with you about that. You know what I'm
So
saying?
yeah,
But other than that, like I said, I don't really have that much to say about DuckTales. Like I said, it was just a run of the mill, easygoing show from the late '80s, early '90s, and everything like that too. Like I said before, it's probably the only Disney media where I find Huey, Dewey, and Louie tolerable. Because, like I said, I'm not the biggest Huey, Dewey, Louie fan whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Other than that, anything anybody else have to say about DuckTales?
I got another episode for it.
Okay.
And the episode was where Magica, the witch, she turned the Beagle Boys into Huey, Dewey, and Louie. It's pretty much,
Oh,
Oh, like they're evil versions
yeah,
of them.
the evil version of
that was
themselves.
one of the first episodes I've seen too.
Mm.
Yeah, that episode. Yeah, yeah, they turned like Magica turned them into the evil versions of Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and just like in any other episode, like they caused havoc around the mansion, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie had to investigate. And similar to the other episodes, they get defeated.
Yep. Them
Yeah,
Beagle Boys, they were some assholes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. This show was definitely a favorite of mine. If you guys want to stream it, I know they dropped a few episodes on DVD, and I also know that, of course, it's streaming on Disney Plus too. You know what I'm saying? Which, say what you want about Disney, but they have literally wait, scratch, because they don't even have my favorite one, House of Mouse, on which I'm still
Oh
kind of.
yeah.
that's that's the
But
holy trinity of Disney Channel.
right, but they can partner up with Hulu and drop a Kardashian reality show whenever they want to, right? Okay,
Ew, ew,
right.
ew.
Like, what's different about this one? Never mind. I don't even want to bring that shit up. But other than that, I do have another podcast that I might definitely do tonight too. We'll try. We're gonna do the Nat King Cole Christmas album. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, that's gonna be probably like 12, 15. So I'm gonna finish up listening to that. But appreciate this, Ashley. Appreciate this, Ray Sean, for dropping by right quick for y'all and everything like that too. I think the next show I want to talk about is the Cosby Show, which that might be a controversial one to this day because of obvious reasons, but we're not going to discuss that one.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
and that was like
Um,
and that was like and that was like I think the first time I saw Raven Simone
right.
as a young girl.
Yeah.
Like, she was
Yeah.
very,
Yeah.
very cute as a young girl.
Mhm.
Raven Simone.
Mhm. Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, and I might get a lot of flack. She held her own with the adults more than Keisha Napoleon. I'm sorry. I like Keisha Napoleon as Rudy, don't get me wrong, but I felt like a lot of her laughs came because of how cute the kid was. Raven actually had some great one-liners that she sold off well and shit. If you get what I'm saying.
Okay. And before I go on Sunday, I think it's Sunday. I might, me and Mike are gonna do review Al Green and Stevie Wonder.
Ooh,
Yep.
okay. Which
Hmm.
I know the Stevie Wonder's in a vision, but which Al Green?
Let's stay together.
Oh, classic album.
Yeah.
What time on Sunday?
I think 10:30. I think.
Okay, cool, cool. If I'm not doing it, I'll definitely watch it because I know Sunday I got a couple of stuff I have to handle, but I'll definitely keep you updated.
All right.
All right. Well, other than that, I will see y'all later. I hope you guys have a wonderful night and you guys be safe. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. 10:30 on the 18th.
Got you. All right. I'll be on the lookout.
All right. Thank you.
No problem.